at last, round 12 of QU12 in 2007. Fortunately for those of you at home, you won't be seeing that much of me today. We've got 8 wonderful contestants for this last round and qualified for the final, which will be taking place later today in Kidlington, Oxfordshire. The contenders we have today have come again from all over the country, and we're starting with the wonderful...
My name is Catherine Searle and I'm 23 and I'm originally from just outside of Belfast in Northern Ireland, but I'm currently living in Worcester. My previous quiz experience includes getting into the final 48 in the National Lottery People's Quiz.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Abbott. I come from Shore and Beach and I've just got my bus pass. I've been on telly quite a few times and the best of it was making Anne Robertson laugh, which was quite an achievement, I think. And I work in London and I run Britain's largest support company for inventors.
Hi, I'm Keith Marshall. I've come down from Newcastle upon Tyne today. I've been on a dozen or so other low-budget quiz programmes, and if I had to choose a specialist subject, it would obviously be food and drink.
Hi, I'm Trevor Montague. I'm a reference book compiler from West Sussex, and my previous quiz experience in recent years has been doing this twice and failing miserably on both occasions.
Hi, I'm Chris Curtis. I come from Bicester, which is about 10 miles north of here in Oxfordshire, and I'm a police officer.
Hello, I'm Mike Foden, originally from Liverpool. I've lived in Newcastle upon Tyne for the last 25 years. I'm a trauma nurse and I've been part of a finals team on a BBC programme called The Syndicate.
Hi, I'm Peter Robson, also from Newcastle upon Tyne. I'm just turned 21. Special subject would be trophies won by Newcastle United since 1970. I've won a programme on 15 to 1, not the whole series, but a programme. And I run my own quiz, and I have done for the last 15 years, twice a week, hence grey hair.
Hi, my name's Greg Smith. I'm from Biggleswade, Bedfordshire, and I'm a chartered accountant. My only TV appearance was as a 16-year-old. I was the first winner of Junior Big Break, the snooker quiz show. And I was a snooker player.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Beadle, and I know nothing. But I'm very pleased to be here, surrounded by these brilliant guys. The quiz is very straightforward. There's no gimmicks. It's just straightforward general knowledge, but with a lot of jeopardy. So round 1 is an elimination game. We're going to lose 2 of our players. 6 are going through. Scoring is simple, 1 for a correct answer. If you're incorrect, you lose half your accumulated total. So there's risk, gentlemen and lady. Good luck to you all. Question number 1, fingers on buzzers. Which vegetables normally treated as a fruit of the...
6, Chris Curtis.
Tomatoes.
Incorrect.
4, Keith Marshall.
Carrots.
Wrong.
3, Mike Abbott.
Aubergine.
Wrong.
9, Peter Robson.
Rhubarb.
Inspired. I would have given you the rest of the question.
I was just passing a comment, actually.
Very good. On the 13th of July 1962, which of Harold Macmillan's reshuffles was but a pale...
6, Chris Curtis.
John Profumo.
But a pale shadow...
3, Mike Abbott.
Night of the Long Knives.
Excellent. Well done. It was the Night of Long Knives. Which town, the site of which was deliberately located equidistant from London, Birmingham, Leicester?
6, Chris Curtis.
Milton Keynes.
Excellent. Do you know what the question was?
I have no idea, but that's where it is.
That's superb. You are one of nature's tom-toms. Parrot, will, gun, plug, tug...
3, Mike Abbott.
Bash Street.
Oh, I can see you thinking. Parrot, will, gun, plug, tug of war, on his legs, Aquarius.
4, Keith Marshall.
Card games?
No. Nepal, Scotland, Nelson Mandela, Belgium, Pear, Pigeon, St James, and Henry II were the first 15 answers given by which contestant to win the first £1 million?
5. Trevor Montague.
It's Judith Keppel.
It was a long way to go there. They were the answers that she gave when winning the first £1 million jackpot on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What is being described here? Kingdom Plantae, Division Magnoliophytae, Class Magnoliopsida, Order Rosalis, Family Rosaceae, Subfamily Malady.
4. Keith Marshall.
An apple?
Very good, well done, apple indeed. Got me out of that, all the Latin. Excluding the sovereign base areas of Akrotiri and Dhekelia, which two countries occupy...
3. Mike Abbott.
Greece and Turkey.
Well done, they occupy Cyprus. Kansas City is the largest city of which state?
5. Trevor Montague.
Missouri.
Missouri. Very good, well done. What defunct Olympic track and field event was won 4 times by Ray Urey?
5. Trevor Montague.
Standing jump.
Very good indeed. Do you know what the current world record is, out of interest? A standing jump is 3.71 metres. Great. The Robins, adopted in 1931, and the Valiants, chosen in the fan competition in the 1960s, were 2 nicknames used by which football team?
9. Peter Robson.
Charlton Athletic.
Charlton Athletic is correct.
Good answer.
Name the market town on the River Swale in North Yorkshire that has namesakes on the River Thames in London and at the highest navigable point...
3. Mike Abbott.
Richmond.
Well done, Mike. Richmond. The highest navigable point, the James River, in the capital of Virginia. Number 14 is Calvados. Number 57 is Moselle. And number 972 is Martinique. What term is used to describe the 100 administrative units?
3. Mike Abbott.
Département.
Beautifully pronounced. Beautifully pronounced. Département. In 1889, the villages of Berre, Porton-les-Sands and Torresholm collectively became known as which northwestern coastal resort, now combined with Haynsham?
3. Mike Abbott.
Morecambe.
Well done. Pluck that one. The 3rd Earl of Shaftesbury, who lived from 1671 to 1713 and formed 20% of the notorious Cabal, never won a Wimbledon's men's singles championship. Unlike his namesake, whose last 2 amateur years, 1957 and 1958, yielded 6 finals and 4 championships out of 8 major starts. What names do these two share?
4. Keith Marshall.
John Newcombe.
No, not John Newcombe. Audience? Well done. Do you know, I knew we should have had him on the round there. Superb. Ashley Cooper. Which 10-base logarithmic scale is obtained by calculating the logarithm of the combined horizontal amplitude of the largest displacement from 0 on a seismometer output?
6. Chris Curtis.
Richter scale.
Well done. A very complex question to get a quite a straightforward answer. The Richter scale measures earthquakes. The Buddhist concept of the highest happiness, what name is given to...
2. Catherine Searle.
Zen?
Not Zen.
6. Chris Curtis.
Nirvana.
Nirvana is correct. Lead singer?
Kurt Cobain.
Very good. The capital cities of the states of Missouri, Wisconsin, Nebraska and Mississippi, along with the highest mountain in America...
9. Peter Robson.
All named after American presidents.
Clever man. Well done. Usually the 305th day of the year, on what date does the Dia de los Muertos begin?
2. Catherine Searle.
The 2nd of November.
No.
4. Keith Marshall.
1st of November.
1st of November. 24 hours and he's just got half his score wiped. Terrible. The first systematic measurement was made in 1676 by a Dane, Ole Roma, working in Paris. Albert Abraham Michelson might be credited with establishing its modern value on the banks of the Severn of approximately
4. Keith Marshall.
1 metre.
No.
10. Greg Smith.
A yard.
No. Approximately 0.299 gigametres per second. What is given the designation C in the equation?
3. Mike Abbott.
The speed of light.
It is the speed of light. According to the title, where were these lines written? How oft in spirit have I turned to thee, O sylvan Wye, thou wanderer through the woods? How often has my spirit turned to thee? Words by William Wordsworth.
4. Keith Marshall.
On Westminster Bridge.
Not Westminster Bridge.
10. Greg Smith.
From Tower Bridge.
No. Audience. You see, a Greek chorus of clever dicks. What do you say? Pony Time, The Twist, and Let's Twist Again were all hits for...
6. Chris Curtis.
Chubby Checker.
Very good. And his real name was?
I have no idea.
Ernest Evans. Well done. Mike got in there. In the USA, what name was the terrestrial equivalent of the maritime rum runner?
7. Mike Foden.
Bootlegger.
Correct. Which Speaker of the House of Commons from April 1992 to 2000 came from Dewsbury?
4. Keith Marshall.
Mick Martin.
No.
7. Mike Foden.
Betty Boothroyd.
Betty Boothroyd. A car bearing the international registration letter V
4. Keith Marshall.
Venezuela.
No.
5. Trevor Montague.
Vatican City.
It is the Vatican City. Heaven knows where they park.
Probably.
In 1992, who became Formula One World Drivers' Champion?
10. Greg Smith.
Nelson Piquet.
Not Nelson Piquet.
2. Catherine Searle.
Nigel Mansell.
It was Nigel Mansell. Well done. Back in the game. In what year was the Brighton Hotel bombing at the Conservative Party conference?
7. Mike Foden.
1984.
Straight in. Their first was Come On in 1963.
3. Mike Abbott.
Rolling Stones.
Not that tough. It was the Rolling Stones. What's the fourth largest English county and the only one to have two distinctly separate coastlines?
4. Keith Marshall.
Devon.
Well done, Devon. When viewed from Earth, what can reach an apparent magnitude of -2.8, making it the fourth brightest natural object in the night sky, in itself weighing 2.5 times more than all the other planets combined?
4. Keith Marshall.
Jupiter.
Well done, Jupiter. Africa is worth 3, Europe and America 5 each, Asia 7, and South America and Australasia 2 apiece. In which board game?
4. Keith Marshall.
Risk.
You're running away now. Which character was played by Paul Daneman and John Le Mesurier on radio, but most famously by Ian Holm in the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
4. Keith Marshall.
Gandalf.
No.
2. Catherine Searle.
Saruman.
No.
7. Mike Foden.
Bilbo Baggins.
It was Bilbo Baggins. Oh. 2 minutes to go. That was a bit of a disaster there, wasn't it?
With a couple of minutes to go, it's looking very interesting, hovering around the 1 mark basis, because Keith Marshall just over 1.5, with Catherine Searle and Greg Smith below him. Peter Robson has 3, which might appear to be clear, but remember, half the cumulative score, a lot could change. Trevor, Chris and Mike with 4, and in the lead is Mike Abbott with 6.5 points.
Anything can happen. Good luck to you. Which of the 7 continental summits was first attained by the Swiss guide Matthias Zurbriggen on January the 14th, 1897, and by 2 other expedition members a few days later on Edward Fitzgerald's trip to Argentina?
5. Trevor Montague.
Aconcagua.
Very well worked out. whose compilation albums include GVH2, Something to Remember, You Can Dance, and The Immaculate Collection.
7. Mike Foden.
Madonna.
Well done. Who was replaced by Pietro Baglioli in 1943 as Italian leader?
2. Catherine Searle.
Benito Mussolini.
It was Mussolini. What's the full name of the character played by Ronnie Barker in Porridge?
3. Mike Abbott.
Norman Stanley Fletcher.
Well done, you got the Stanley in. Very good. Of what is heliophobia the fear?
4. Keith Marshall.
The Sun.
Well done. In 1988, Olympic Games were staged in which city?
2. Catherine Searle.
Seoul.
Very good. The A2 follows which Roman road?
10. Greg Smith.
No, not the A1. It's Watling Street. What's the only South Australian city with a population in excess of 1 million named after William IV's Queen?
3. Mike Abbott.
Adelaide.
Adelaide, well done. Which cartoon bear lives in Yellowstone Park?
4. Keith Marshall.
Yogi Bear.
He does. There's another one as well, as interest. It was, but you don't get any points for that. I just like you showing off. And the way you said it was very cute. Which England football team's home ground is Pride Park?
4. Keith Marshall.
Bolton Wanderers.
Oh!
7. Mike Foden.
Derby County.
Yes! Well done. Oh, now, Peter, what's happened there?
Well,
That's the end.
Drama towards the end, perhaps. But yes, at the present moment, Keith Marshall, with just under 2 points, is out of it with Greg Smith on this particular round. We have one and one only question to go. Here we go, last question.
Good luck to you all. Frightening. Who wrote the novel The Island of Dr. Moreau?
4. Keith Marshall.
Jules Verne.
No.
7. Mike Foden.
H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells. Oh, no. Oh, dear. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It was going to be one of the two, wasn't it? So, Peter, where are we?
Well, after that last question, we're now losing Keith Marshall and Greg Smith in the first round. Our commiserations to them in quite a tight-fought battle in that last sector. Our remaining contestants are clear and go forward to the second round.
Well done, Rob. Well, there it is. What a turn up there. We lose, sadly, Greg and Keith. The amazing thing about that, of course, is that Keith actually scored more correct answers than any other player, but because of the tactics, he lost out and was eliminated. Bad luck, Keith. Well played, though. So now, round 2. This is the slightly killer round. I'm going to give you 6 clues to a question. If you get it on the first clue, you get 6 points. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. However, if you get it wrong, you lose that amount of points. Good luck to you all. We're going to lose 2 of you. Number 1. Who was born at Sherbridge, Middle Warrabury Road, Torquay, Devon, the only son and eldest of 3 children? That's for 6 points. Not surprising. 5 points. On the 17th of November 1937, he was born. For 4 points, educated at Radley and Pembroke College at the University of Cambridge, where he read French and German and became president of the Footlights Club. For 3 points, described by Stephen Fry as the funniest man who ever...
3. Mike Abbott.
Peter Cook.
Indeed, well done, Peter Cook. Sadly died 1995. Number 2. What term? For 6 points, using a suggestion from the novelist William Golding. 5 points, first formulated in the 1960s, published in the early 70s, but broadly ignored until 1975. For 4 points, suggested that life on Earth provides a cybernetic homeostatic feedback system operated automatically and unconsciously by biota, leading to broad stabilisation of global temperature and chemical composition. For 3 points, postulates that our planet is, quotes, a complex entity involving the Earth's biosphere, atmosphere, oceans and soil, the totality constituting a feedback and cybernetic system which seeks an optical, physical and chemical environment for life on this planet. Down to 2 points, named after the Greek Earth goddess. For 1 point, was first scientifically formulated in the 1960s by the independent research scientist Dr. James Lovelock as a consequence of his work for NASA on methods of detecting life on Mars.
9. Peter Robson.
UFO?
Sorry, Peter, you lose a point. Audience? They're far too good, this audience. Far too good. It was the Gaia hypothesis, or theory.
I knew the Gaia part, I just didn't know that part.
I'd say that was a very, very tough question in anybody's book. Number 3. Which actor was, for 6 points, born May 6, 1961 in Lexington, Kentucky? For 5 points, the son of Nick, host of US TV show American Movie Classics. 4 points, early screen roles include And They're Off and Return of the Killer Tomatoes. For 3 points, included a minor part in the sitcom Roseanne. For 2 points, his Aunt Rosemary.
7. Mike Foden.
George Clooney.
It was George Clooney. So you got 2 points there, well done. George Clooney it was. The last clue, by the way, was who played Dr. Doug Ross in ER. I think you might have got that. Number 4. Which year? For 6 points, on January the 1st, Ernie Wise calls Vodafone, the first British cell phone call. For 5 points, January 20th, the San Francisco 49ers win their second NFL championship in 4 years by defeating the Miami Dolphins 38-16 at the Stanford Stadium in Palo Alto, California. For 4 points, July the 10th, Greenpeace vessel Rainbow Warrior is bombed and sunk in Auckland Harbour by French DGSE agents.
6. Chris Curtis.
84.
I'm sorry to say you lose 4 points.
Goes
Chris?
to 2. Catherine Searle.
1983.
Sorry to say you lose 4 points. For 3 points, Japanese Airlines Flight 123 crashes in Japan, killing 520 people, the worst single aircraft disaster in history. For 2 points, Microsoft Corporation releases their first version of Windows.
5. Trevor
I
Montague.
didn't get it from there, but is it 1985?
It is 1985. Yeah. What did you get it from?
Well, I got it pretty early. I had an idea, but I just don't like buzzing in on early on them.
It does go to show that the tactics, the fear tactics in this game.
Yeah.
You know, you can. Should I go for it? Should I go for it? Do I really want to risk it? Well done. So you've got 2 points here, Trevor. Question number 5. What name is shared by men who fit the following criteria? For 6 points, an English composer best known for his tune Anacreon in Heaven, subsequently set with the words The Star-Spangled Banner. For 5 points, Hannibal. For 4 points, an explorer remembered for his role establishing the first permanent English settlement in North America at Jamestown, Virginia, and his brief association with a native girl, Pocahontas.
3. Mike Abbott.
John Smith.
Well done. John Smith indeed. Do you know what the Hannibal link was?
The A-Team?
Correct. Question number 6. Who, for 6 points, was born in Tampico, Illinois? 5 points, economics graduate at Eureka College, Illinois. For 4 points, a sportscaster but became an actor in 1937.
5. Trevor Montague.
It'll be Ronald Reagan.
It is Ronald Reagan. Good. It's tempting to sit back, isn't it? You certainly would have got it on the next one, which was John Hinckley's gift to Jodie Foster was an assassination attempt on him. Very good. Ronald Reagan was correct answer, and 4 points. 7. Which song? For 6 points. In 2005, a survey by Music Choice showed it was the 3rd most popular song Britons would like played at their funerals. 5 points. Charted in the UK when covered by Tenor Fly and the Coronation Street cast. For 4 points, Art Garfunkel, whose version is played over the end credits of...
6. Chris Curtis.
Bright Eyes.
No. Sorry, Chris, you lose 4 points. Art Garfunkel, whose version is played over the end credits of the James L. Brooks film As Good As It Gets, replaced the lyric piece of shit with counterfeit.
7. Mike Foden.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Excellent, well done, Mike. What? I'm tempted to ask you what gave it away, but perhaps we won't go there.
Yeah.
Number 8. Which building, for 6 points, designed in the rare and short-lived England Baroque style, for 5 points, was built in the first quarter of the 18th century?
6. Chris Curtis.
Blenheim Palace.
Well done. Whoa. Great pickup. Great pickup. Great pickup, having had a couple of disasters there. A brave move. It was Blenheim Palace. Superb. Number 9. Which battle, for 6 points, is considered by many historians to mark the beginning of the end of chivalry? Use of cannon and longbowmen against mounted knights. For 4 points, enabled the English army of between 8 to 12,000 men. For 3 points, to defeat the French force.
6. Chris Curtis.
Agincourt.
Oh, no.
2. Catherine Searle.
Battle of Bosworth Field.
No, not Bosworth. But that 3 points to defeat the French force, some 4 times bigger. For 2 points, giving Edward III and his son the Black Prince victory in one of the most important battles of the hunt.
9. Peter Robson.
Battle of Crecy.
It was the Battle of Crecy. 2 points. Well done, Peter. Oh, I was going to give you the date at the end. I don't know. It's frightening. Number 10. Who? For 6 points. After being given a copy, loved Bohemian Rhapsody so much that he played it on air 14 times in one day. For 5 points, has appeared on the TV shows Nice Time.
7. Mike Foden.
Kenny Everett.
It was Kenny Everett. Well done. When did you think you had that, Mike?
I thought I had it on the first clue, but I wasn't going to risk 6 points.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you. Inspired. Well done. So, number 11. What kind of word might be found twice in, for 6 points, a biopic filmed with a cat?
6. Chris Curtis.
Portmanteau.
Breathtaking. Breathtaking.
One question to go. My goodness.
One question to go. You came in with 6 points. That's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Well played. For the benefit of most of the people here, what's a portmanteau word?
It's where you've got 2 separate words that join together to make a third word.
Correct.
Sure.
And it was coined by
Lewis Carroll.
Lewis Carroll. Okay, all right. Fantastic. Well done. Now that's made a really dramatic change because it's the penultimate question. Peter.
Yep, Jeremy, that was a great answer from Chris Curtis because with 6 positive points it brought him back into the frame. He's on 0. Catherine Searle unfortunately on -7, but Peter Robson on 1, and ahead of him Trevor Montague on 6. It's going to hover around that 0 area, and what happens on the last question?
Fingers on buzzers. Good luck to you all. Last question. The earliest known what are credited to, for 6 points, 3 individuals, Hans Lippershey, Zacharias Janssen, and Jacob Metius of Alkmaar, who was also known as Jacob Adriaanzoon, the earliest known. For 5 points, terrestrial examples are named after Halley.
6, Chris Curtis.
Comets.
No! Chris, what have you done to yourself?
5 points. But you have to go.
You lost 5
3.
points.
Number 3, Mike Abbott.
Orchestra.
No, not orchestra.
Number 2, Catherine Searle.
I've got no idea. I was going to say comets too.
No, you lost 5 points there.
Oh well, I was already out of it.
For 5 points, terrestrial examples are named after Halley and Keck. For 4 points, extraterrestrial ones are named after Webb and Hubble.
Number 5, Trevor Montague.
Be telescopes.
It is telescopes. It is telescopes. Often associated with Galileo. And, well, what a seesaw that was. Unbelievable. Chris, would you have got that on the next clue?
Got it on the 4th clue, yeah.
Oh, you played a brave game. You really did. Disaster, success, disaster. Bad luck. Well, very sadly, that had to say goodbye to both you and Catherine. I'm sadder to see Catherine go for obvious reasons. However, we've got the final round with our 4 remaining contestants coming up. Here it comes, the final round. We're going to only have one person to go through to the grand final. Good luck to you all, and this is a real killer round. It's the first to 12 points. A point for each correct answer. However, an incorrect answer, you lose a life, and you've only got 3 lives. Good luck to you. It's fast. Fingers on buzzers. Number 1. Name that natural complex of enzymes produced by any mammalian stomach to digest the mother's milk used in the production of cheese.
5, Trevor Montague.
Oh, no. Casein.
Incorrect. Lose a life. Audience? Rennet. Very good. 2. Originally written by Charles Trennett, which song lyrics they reflect changeant sur...
7, Mike Foden.
La Mer.
La Mer, good answer. Number 3, at about 0 degrees 40 minutes north, 23 degrees 28 minutes east, based on the IAU mean Earth polar axis coordinate system, on which lunar mare did the Apollo 11 lunar module touch?
5, Trevor Montague.
Sea of Tranquility.
Tranquility, well done. Name Saturn's largest moon.
5, Trevor Montague.
Triton.
Not Triton.
3, Mike Abbott.
Titan.
Titan is correct. I'm afraid that means you lose another life, Trevor. Who was leader and the youngest of the first generation Titans, usually depicted with a sickle, which he used to harvest crops and which was also...
5, Trevor Montague.
Kronos or Saturn.
Kronos is correct. A third instance of the necessity for disambiguation, Kronos, also known as Kronos, is the home world of which Star Trek race Michael Dorn's...
5, Trevor Montague.
It's the Klingons.
Klingons. Born June 6, 1956 in Stockholm, who, between 1976 and 1980, never lost...
3, Mike Abbott.
Bjorn Borg.
Bjorn Borg. Who played the part of juror member number 8 in Sidney Lumet's 1957...
3, Mike Abbott.
Henry Fonda.
Correct. For what is Henry the SI unit?
3, Mike Abbott.
Inductance.
It is inductance. Very good indeed. Very good. I can see Trevor hovering, but he knows he's only on one life. Norman Shelley played Henry Foster, and Fine Time Fontaine played Henry Wakefield in which TV series?
3. Mike Abbott.
Coronation Street.
It was Coronation Street. Cool. Which Henry's coronation was on the 30th of October, 1485?
5. Trevor Montague.
Henry VII.
It was Henry VII. Name the designer most associated with the V2 rocket.
7. Mike Foden.
Werner von Braun.
Werner von Braun. In the Brown logo, which letter is given greater prominence? In the Braun, B-R-A-U-N, or Brown logo, which letter is given greater prominence?
3. Mike Abbott.
A.
It is. I didn't even understand the question. Very good.
Yes.
It was a guess. A brave man. Give all 4 of the United States beginning with the letter A.
3. Mike Abbott.
Arkansas. Alabama. Arizona.
That's it. Time out.
No, that's time out there. It's life.
And then it's Alaska.
Alaska is the missing one. Bad luck, Mike. Bad luck. Well done, Trevor. Arkansas, songs by Peter Andre and S Club 7, a 1984 film starring Robert Redford, which was in turn an adaptation of a 1952 baseball story by Bernard Malamud, and the Museum at Cromwell Road, London.
7. Mike Foden.
Natural.
They are. They'll share that word in their title. Natural. Well done. From the Greek, meaning double beam, emblematic of the Natural History Museum, of what species is the most seen dinosaur skeleton in the world? A 105-foot long replica produced by Andrew Carnegie, nicknamed Dippy.
3. Mike Abbott.
Diplodocus.
Diplodocus. You're back in there. Well done. Whose hits included Don't Talk, Just Kiss?
7. Mike Foden.
Right said Fred.
Right, said Fred. You're good on the pop stuff, aren't you? Very good. What are the 2 constituent elements of brass?
9. Peter Robson.
Copper and zinc.
Copper and zinc. Well done, Peter. What kind of animals were Copper and Todd in the eponymous 1967 book by Daniel Pratt Mannix IV and the imaginative adaptation by Walt Disney?
7. Mike Foden.
Fox and Hound.
Fox and Hound. Well done. Sharing its name with the leading brand of mycoprotein meat alternative in the UK, founded in 1696.
3. Mike Abbott.
Quorn.
Excellent answer. That's hot. Well done, Corn. I was going to say, also the same name as the famous Fox Hunt Group. In which year did James Hunt win the World Drivers?
5. Trevor Montague.
1975.
9. Peter Robson.
1976.
It was 1976, Peter.
Sorry.
Trevor, I cannot believe it. Oh, it's a brave move, but unfortunately you lost your 3 lives. You're out.
Never mind.
But well played. Name the newspaper heiress who in 1976 was found guilty.
9. Peter Robson.
Patty Hearst.
Patty Hearst. Which capital city shares its name with that psychological response sometimes seen in an abducted hostage?
3. Mike Abbott.
Stockholm.
Correct. On which square is the current location of the London Stock Exchange? It's probably not named after that form of passenger elevator, which consists of a chain of open compartments, but more likely...
3. Mike Abbott.
Paternoster.
Well done. Paternoster. Name a gospel in which is recorded a version of Our Father.
Jewish.
It's no excuse.
9. Peter Robson.
Mark.
Mark, I'm afraid you lose a life.
7. Mike Foden.
Matthew.
Matthew. Yes, well done. Happy Hanukkah. Name either actor which has been given the number 7474505B on film, one in The Couch Trip and Trading Places, but not in The Blues Brothers.
3. Mike Abbott.
Dan Aykroyd.
Well done, Dan Aykroyd or John Belushi. The Blues Brothers, Wayne's World and Coneheads were all spin-offs from which long-running...
7. Mike Foden.
Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. Well done. To within 10%, how many whole years old was Richard Pryor when he died?
7. Mike Foden.
58.
You're just in there. You're just in there. The range we would have given you, his age was 65 actually, but we gave you 10%, that's 58 to 71. Good on you. CVN-65 is the world's first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier and the 8th US naval vessel to bear what name?
9. Peter Robson.
Eisenhower.
Not Eisenhower. I'm afraid you lose a life there, Peter. At 342.3 metres, longest naval vessel in the world. It is already nicknamed the Big E. So, the longest vessel in the world was, of course, the Enterprise. Which golfer is nicknamed the Big E's?
3. Mike Abbott.
Ernie Els.
It is, and that gives you the game. There was a very slight clue there because, of course, the Enterprise is known as the Big E, and he's known as the Big Easy. But well done indeed.
So, thanks a lot, Jeremy, for doing that for us. That's absolutely wonderful first-class job. Are you impressed with the standard of A, quizzing we have here, and B, with the narrowness of success, the difference between success and failure in this? It's an awful thin line.
I'll tell you what I actually like about the whole format is the fact that the jeopardy, the excitement is there, but it isn't just Q&A because there are tactics, because the guys sit there and it's pretty obvious that they've got an either or, but should they go for it, shouldn't they, dare they risk it, and then they know that he's going to go for it, should I? It is very exciting, and I thought the level of knowledge is deeply, deeply impressive, and having been around the world doing quizzes and looking at other countries, I do assure you without a doubt that the finest quizzes are in Britain, without a doubt, because they have an international knowledge.
Your old mate Trevor Montague, you've known him a while there.
Yeah.
Did he crash and burn or what? Do you want to ask him about what happened?
No, I'll tell you what I like about Trevor. As in the first one, the guys played the game. They went for it. Their natural competitive instincts is to answer questions. And sometimes you can't hold back. You think, well, I've got to go for it. And that is so frustrating to see Trevor, you know, who knows the stuff, thinking, shall I, oh, okay, I'll go for it.
Trevor, after one question.
A bit too cavalier. I tried to be really restrained all the way through the competition, and after the first question in that final round, when I got that wrong, then everything went out the window, and I just thought I'm going to go for it.
Peter, a long trip to come down here. Thanks a lot for making it all the way from Newcastle. Couldn't really get stuck in the final.
No, just too quick on the buzzer.
Well, you did better than your mate Keith.
Oh, well, he's just rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
I tell you what, again, is interesting, is that it isn't necessarily the fastest person on the buzzer. What it is the person who's most confident of the answer, and that's a big difference.
I do believe, yeah, Mike, you've got to know your percentages, and I know that, Mike, you actually had a very, very quiet start to the first round, and purely because you couldn't buzz with any certainty, could you?
That's it. I go for what I believe are my strengths, and the first 4 or 5 minutes of that first round, I thought I'm looking at oblivion here, and I suddenly started picking up. So
you are very strong on the pop culture, extremely strong.
Did you see some light at the end of the tunnel during that last round? I actually thought you might just manage to wedge your foot under the door there.
I think because previously I've lost lives and by gambling, I think I was being a bit too cautious in the last round, and Mike went for it, and he was a deserved winner at the end.
Mikey, at last. Nothing gives me greater happiness than seeing you actually making the final. It's a shame the others, you had to leave them trailing in your wake. What were the clinchers for you there? Do you remember any of those?
Today I was very even standard today. I think any one of maybe half a dozen people could have won today, and I think it definitely helped having 3 runners-up slots, you know, having lost to Peter Edis, Diane Halligan and Kevin Ashman, 3 people who I admire tremendously, you know, and not losing by them by very much gave me that little bit of extra experience, which I think helped.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think the drugs helped? I mean, you
don't do any harm, mate.
I mean, they're lined up with alcohol. I do like this. That's the other thing that they can do. They can concentrate through the alcohol, which is a brilliant British sport.
I'm pretty sure that Jeremy and all the people in the audience watching today would agree that for persistence, coupled with good knowledge and great speed, a thoroughly deserved winner in Mike Abbott there. And,
Fantastic. Congratulations, Mike. A brilliant victory. Well done to our other competitors. A great game, and the nerves got you, but I have to say, you shone through. It's my pleasure to give you this forged cheque, which is actually worth, well, forget that, but this is, it's called a book.
Lovely.
And you can read it and colour it in and learn an awful lot, but you know it all anyway. Mike, £100 and the book, and our congratulations. Thank you very much.